folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' a Country. I am doing a gift request. Jacob Herricks made a gift to the channel. He actually made 8 gifts to the channel for me to do 8 songs one day, one each day leading up to Veterans Day. Because Jacob, this is very meaningful holiday, day of remembrance. Today's is John Michael Montgomery's Letters from Home. So Jacob, thank you for the gift. Firstly, I always make sure to say that to anybody who makes a gift to the channel. And I'm just going to get into this. I don't rate these songs. On Veterans Day itself, I will be doing a moment of silence as I do on those. But leading up to it, standard reaction, although I don't rate patriotic songs. Oh, it's the video. If it gets blocked, I'll re-edit it and upload it with just audio.
My dearest son, it's almost June. I hope this letter catches up with you and finds you well. It's been dry, but they're calling for rain, and everything's the same old same in Johnsonville. Your stubborn old daddy ain't said too much, but I'm sure you know he sends his love. And she goes on in a letter from home.
From the other side.
I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, and they all laugh like there's something funny about the way I talk when I say mama sends her best, y'all. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work, and it keeps me driving on, waiting on letters from home. My dearest love, it's almost dawn. I've been lying here all night long, wondering where you might be. I saw your mama and I showed her the ring. Man on a television said something, so I couldn't sleep.
You know, a song like this, you got to remember, even though it's being sung by a guy, John Michael Montgomery, who has a compelling voice, this is being told from the woman's side. It's you kind of like, you got to keep that in mind, where she's telling, yeah, she showed the ring you gave me and all this stuff, but there's a lot in this.
But I'll be alright, I'm just missing you.
Yeah.
And this is me kissing you. X's and O's in a letter from home. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, and they all laugh 'cause she calls me honey, but they take it hard 'cause I don't read the good part. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work, and it keeps me driving on,
Contrast, man.
waiting on letters from home. Dear son, I know I ain't written, and sitting here tonight alone in the kitchen, it occurs to me I might not have said it, so I'll say it now. Son, you make me proud. I hold it up and show my buddies like we ain't scared and our boots ain't muddy, but no one laughs 'cause there ain't nothing funny when a soldier cries. and I just wipe my eyes. I fold it up and put it in my shirt, pick up my gun and get back to work. And it keeps me driving on, waiting on. Letters from home.
Piece of home on the battlefield, man. Yeah, it's told so many people suffer. I mean, but the contrast between love and, you know, he's got reading this letter from his wife, and then his father sends a letter, and it all means so much to him, and he keeps it with him, the loving part, but then he picks up his gun. I mean, the contrast between love and death, potential death, not his own, but even others, is just the human race. It's just life and death on planet Earth. It just infects everybody. Infects and affects everybody. That was just beautiful. Of course, I'm not going to rate that. I'll leave that for you guys. The one from the father especially was touching for my own reasons. But I had a buddy. His name was James Paris. JP was his name. And he and I met at a restaurant we used to work at. He worked in the kitchen, and I was a waiter, right? And gosh, this has got to be 40 years ago. And he and I became friends, unlikely friends at the time in a sense, because he was black, I was white. He lived like in the inner city. I lived out in the burbs, and we were good buddies. We hung out. We used to go into New York together. I mean, it was one of these things where, like, even his friends too, and this is relevant, it's not mean or anything, but his friends predominantly were black dudes, and I'd be hanging out with them too, and they'd be like, leave it to JP to get a white dude who's fly, you know, whatever. And we all became like friends in different ways, you know, whenever I'd see them, which was rare, but I would see JP regularly because we worked together and we hung out together. And JP went into I think it was the Army. I forget which branch back then. I was in college. He went into the Army, and I used to write to him, and he would write back. And it was just funny. I mean, we had this relationship, but I know how much those letters meant to him. Even as a 20-year-old or so, 21-year-old maybe, insensitive, 21-year-old, generally just out for partying and so self-absorbed in ways. I know they meant so much to him. And he'd write me back, and I would love getting his letters too, you know. And then he and I lost touch. I've been trying to find him, but his nickname was, I just called him JP. And he had nicknames for me that I won't say. And it was just funny. I mean, we're buds. So, I mean, I could relate in part, but not from a spousal standpoint or from a parental standpoint, but from a friend. And thank you for your service, folks. JP, if you happen to see this, man, I'd love to get together with you again, my dog. All right, folks, there it is. Have a great day. Jacob, thank you too. I'll see you on another video. Keep rocking the country.